dives. There are some areas underwater, like the arch and blue hole, that don't just require an experienced diver, but a technical diver. In this body of water, experience doesn't count as much as having professional diving skills. One could have several years of experience diving in caves that are shallow and less dangerous, but only the right skills, knowledge of different water territories, and availability of technical diving equipment will enable a diver to safely maneuver dangerous water territories. Technical divers such as Tariq Omar and Alex Hayes are well suited for a dive in places like this Blue Hole Arch. There are lots of divers who are not ready for this rigorous training before embarking on an expedition as dangerous as this Blue Hole Arch. In Tariq's words, they want to get into deep water before they get into deep knowledge. The reverse is supposed to be the case, to get into deep knowledge before entering deep water. Before the exploration, Yuri met with Tariq and told him he would love to have a video recording of the Blue Hole Arch. Tariq was impressed by his desire and advised him that he would need to go through training with him for 2 weeks before he could dive into the Arch region, because it requires in-depth technical knowledge. However, Yuri was there just for the weekend and wanted to go into the Blue Hole, regardless of his experience and certification. Days before he would embark on the exploration, Yuri searched for different local specialized instructors to go with him, since Tariq is bent on the 2 weeks of training. They all refused because he lacked the required experience. Therefore, Yuri eventually went diving on his own. On April 28, 2000, Yuri got all the necessary equipment ready for his diving expedition at the Blue Hole. A single air cylinder, helmet with a camera attached to it, and a belt filled with weights, and as soon as he got them set, he embarked on his expedition. Yuri started his dive into the Blue Hole cave. When descending, he realized that his rate of descent was way too fast. Therefore, he started to use his buoyancy control device to slow his descent. But nothing happened, as he didn't slow down. This was probably because Yuri had more weight than his buoyancy gadget would indicate, because it was faulty. Possibly the camera he attached to his helmet added to his weight, and this affected his balancing. He started to sink to depths that he didn't plan to go, and the nitrogen volume in his tank began to decrease, resulting in filling his body with nitrogen. Yuri quickly got to a depth of 262 feet. When diving at depths of 100 feet or more, divers will be exposed to nitrogen narcosis. This alteration in consciousness will increase the partial pressure of nitrogen. It can result in hallucinations, euphoria, confusion, impaired judgment, and overconfidence. This happened to Yuri because the video evidence showed that he started to lose his grip, and in his desire to get back to the surface, he panicked and might have overfilled his buoyancy control device, or BCD. Doing this would result in a blowout and may have tampered with the control of his buoyancy and positioning. This proves that his buoyancy control device was not functioning properly, because a blowout shouldn't have happened. Besides, when diving beyond 213 feet, the partial